you make of all this? I mean, you think they are spurious comments? For example, office established OSP, and it looks like the way the actions and then the cases have been dealt with, not even, you know, a prosecution or a judgment, so to speak, achieved so far. And then also that interface and the comment that are coming from an outstanding member of the NDC, whose party is in government, so to speak, like Sohiyeni, making these comments, puts the institution in itself into some level of a cagey situation?
Thank you very much. Good morning again. I want to start by reaching out to my friend who is not here today, Mr. Solomon Owusu. Over the weekend, he had the 1 week anniversary for the passing of his late sister. I couldn't go because I was here, and I wish them my deepest condolences, and I hope that God Almighty will comfort them during these difficult times and make sure that may the soul of our dear sister continue to rest in perfect peace.
Our condolences to you, Solomon Owusu.
In Tumu and in my community, we have a popular saying that sometimes if you want to participate, when you see people eating dog meat and you want to participate, but because of various reasons, religious or otherwise, you are not supposed to take dog meat, you say that it is the meat of a red goat. Because the moment you say it's red goat, then you are denying it of the fact that it is what? Dog meat that you participate.
So who is insinuating red goat meat?
When you sit down and then you look at this whole OSP caboodle, and you begin to see interest at play. You begin to see what is called rational self-interest at play. And everybody is playing to secure and save their rational self-interest. First, I will start with the office of the OSP himself, that office itself. I personally think that bringing these charges now is an attempt by the OSP to save his ass. Oh, sorry, to save his job, to save his behind. It's not about finding people guilty.
Save what?
It is an attempt by that office to save their jobs. It has absolutely nothing to do with the prosecution of corruption. It has absolutely nothing to do with looking for justice. It is an exercise in self-preservation.
The OSP
is doing this in an attempt at self-preservation, not for justice and not to fight for corruption.
Kisia Jabin, he's saving himself?
There's one thing that I looked at. I sat here, and I sat there, and I sat there on programs, and we said these things. In this world that we are in, especially after COVID, the whole world has gone digital. We have seen multi-billion-dollar deals and contracts signed. We've seen the UN hold, let me say, global changing events online. We've seen the President of the United States even sign important documents online. We've seen these things happen. And we raise these questions. Why are you insisting that Ken Ofori-Atta should be here? Why?
I don't understand. Are you saying that the Office of the Special Prosecutor...
Can't you charge Ken Ofori-Atta in absentia? Can't you conference him? His lawyer said, can't you conference Ken Ofori-Atta and talk to him? Can't you charge him when he's not here? Can't you send, even if it means physical, can't you send some of your investigators to Washington, D.C. to sit down with this guy and talk to him? All this to know. The OSP went ahead and issued what is called a red notice alert. Ken must come here. Ken must come home.
We should do online?
All these efforts at trying to get Ken home and has been drummed home was because it was trying to extract as much political capital from the Ken issue than to try to come at justice. It was a deliberate attempt. And I believe that there were other forces, political forces, at play, insisting that or wanted to see Ken brought in and disgraced. And that disgrace then become a disgrace for Ken and his political party others. I think that was it because...
Dr. Zaato, who do you think, and are you insinuating, are forcing or at the background trying to make sure that Ken Ofori-Atta is brought into the jurisdiction by Kisia Jabin, the special prosecutor?
Something happened. Ken, and a red alert was issued for Ken. Despite the advices of everybody that in this day and age, you can do this same thing that they said no. So the question I then ask is, why now? Every rational Ghanaian asking this question, why charge the guy now? From January up to today, you told us until the guy is physically here. No. From January up to now, you were talking about habeas corpus, right? There's something called habeas corpus. Yes. All of a sudden, what happened to habeas corpus? Oh, I hope I'm not pronouncing it well. I'm not a lawyer. All of a sudden, why are you charging him right now? You have successfully turned this guy. This guy says, I'm sick. You said, I don't give a damn if you are sick. The guy says, I have to do surgery. You say, I don't give a damn if you are surgery. If you are surgeon. The guy says, I'm not strong enough to come. You say, you don't give a damn. The wife gave an interview, told you the complications on medical. You said, I don't give a damn. About 2 months ago, a picture of him was shown and just to say, oh, he's chilling, he's not coming. All this was, but you knew deep down you could still seek justice without his presence. You knew deep down you could charge the guy without his presence. You knew deep down. So why the shenanigans? Why the shenanigans? Why were you doing this? It is what that leads me to try to understand something. I don't believe in conspiracy theories, but I now come to try to understand what. That's what I'm saying. Understand.
You don't believe in conspiracy theories?
Yes, but
the nexus you're drawing now are conspiracy theories.
Because I heard my brother. I saw where my brother landed.
You're making claims that individuals behind, whether they are in the jurisdiction or not, are putting pressure or conspiring with the special prosecutor, Kisia Jabin, to prefer these charges or these counts on Ken Ofori-Atta. On one hand, also, you say that we should do online, Zoom, or stream it, the interactions, so to speak, so that then you continue with the prosecutions. That's what all these are conspiracy or nexus you're drawing together. Conspiracy.
I made a point that the red alert issued was not necessary. It was completely irrelevant and unnecessary.
Are you a special prosecutor?
He just confirmed it. The special prosecutor himself has just confirmed it. The same office that said that until the man is here, he's not going to do something, is the same office that has now charged him online. So what does that mean? If you could charge the man online in absentia, if you could go to court without the man being here physically, why would you issue the red alert for him? That's common sense. It's not a conspiracy. You said he had to be here. Okay, the guy is not here. You've charged him. That means that all this fight, 8 months of fighting, of publicity about the man being here, was not worth it. That's the point I'm making. 2, we now begin to understand something. That's why I'm now saying, I said, look, this SML case did not start today. 1, there was an audit into the management of SMS by KPMG. KPMG came up with some referral citizen, but there was nothing criminal from KPMG. Secondly, the GRA themselves conducted a study. Somebody, lawyers of, what's the name, SML wrote a letter to the GRA themselves. And they asked GRA some very simple, basic questions. Did they have a contract? Did they do their work? Was the payment justified? In all these questions, GRA responded positive. Yes, 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 yes. They had a contract. They did the work, payment was justified. This is not, because this is the lawyer of GRA themselves writing to the lawyers of SML saying that they had done the work and have been paid. So now we now have 2 institutions. We have an external audit into this that said that yes, it has been done. We have 2. We have GRA internal also saying that the work has been done. Now the question I ask myself is, and this way lawyers are, you now go and charge them for not doing this. Imagine their lawyers submit these 2 exhibits. From where I sit, these 2 exhibits in and of themselves may constitute probably possible deniability. And it may lead to what? The fact that you have not proved your case beyond reasonable doubt. Because if I have a document from GRL themselves saying that I have done the work and my payment is justified, and I have another audit report from an external agency also saying that you had a legal contract that was justified. So 2 external reputable organizations, in fact, one being the organizations themselves. If TV3 employs me to do the job, and then later TV3 writes to say that, yes, I did the job and I was paid rightly, and now you go to court. This is, I believe that it is creating the ground for them, and from what I've seen, it's still like, look, yes. So for me, it is when you now see that you begin to understand where my brother landed, that they believe that it's a conspiracy to free Ken. That's why I now believe that. That is where I believe. That's what I said, if you look at the chain of events.
So what do you believe? He believes that it's a conspiracy, just merry-go-round. I mean, literally. What do you believe?
What I believe is that the OSP is doing this to save his job. I'm come back to where I started.
He's saving his
job.
Okay.
I have seen very powerful people threaten to petition for his removal. One of them is Hamza Sohoyene, is a lawyer and a very powerful member of the NDC. No, I'm not saying you've petitioned. Threaten. Threaten. Or say that is not there.
One of them. Not threatened.
Assets.
I have not done any of those.
Advocated.
No. I've just said
the others,
that's why I said it was not personal.
The others, I will not mention it because they are not here. powerful people that we know that have voices that the government will hear listen to have said they will petition and they will get him removed. And I think that this 360 turnaround is an attempt to say that, okay, I'm doing what you want, do it. And that is now where I now believe that the forces, and that's when I land with the forces, the political forces. You saw a clash between OSP and the Attorney General. Forces, political forces. One of them is from the Attorney General's office and the OSP. We saw the clash between them. One said that I asked these documents, you didn't give me. The other one said that I gave you the document, I didn't give you. The other one said you requested, I didn't request. My question is that, or my theory, or my hypothesis is that the Attorney General won that fight. And because he won that fight, because the Attorney General won that fight, and because the Attorney General, as he was saying, that maybe he has a supervisory or certain supervisory role over the OSP, you cannot come out and publicly shame or publicly call out your boss that he hasn't done something, only for your boss to say this is. Then I put all this together and I come to the conclusion that probably the days of the OSP are numbered. These last-minute charges will not save the OSP. They won't save him. What will happen is that the people who have threatened to petition having removed will use this as a basis, will see this and do it. So that's, I learned where I started. You wanted to remove the OSP, you now have excuse to do that. You wanted to eat the meat of the dog, but now you have excuses to call it red goat. Thank you.